welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. So before starting today's lesson, I'd like to apologize concerning my previous video where I actually the volume of the sound of the micro was at its lowest positions, but I didn't notice it during the recording session, so sorry about that. And concerning today's lesson, I'd like to show you actually how to use this UI object, which is the UI slider. Actually, I think you have all already used it at least once, you know, for the volume of your sound of the telephone, etc. Okay, so today we're going to create a quick project just like this one, where when you actually move the slider, the background color of the screen will change. Okay, so first of all you are going to create the project. Okay, so I think right now you know how to do it. So you select single view app, then you're going to give it a name, so slider en for me, for instance. Okay, then you are going to save the project on your Mac. Okay, and once you get there, you are going to jump in to main.storyboard. Okay, then we're going to close the left sides, okay, like this and like this, because we don't need them. Okay, and the next thing to do is to click there and select slider. So you can rewrite slider. Okay, select one and drag and drop it into our screen. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go there in attributes inspector. Okay, and here actually you have several parameters concerning our slider. So the first one is the value, the default value. We'd like to start to 0 rather than 0.5. So press and enter 0 and press enter. Okay, so then we're going to make it bigger. Okay, like this. And concerning the range, we will let between 0 and 1, because actually you have to know that when you are searching for a color, okay, actually every color that you use is made through 3 primary colors, which are red, green and blue. So that's why you have three sliders on the screen. Okay, and each value is between 0 and 1. Okay, so we are going to let this range, and then what you can do is to select the object like this and copy paste simply by pressing Command C, Command V. Okay, this is a quick way actually to get the same object with the same parameters. Okay, and a second time. Okay, so I think I can put them like this. Okay, they look perfect. Okay, maybe this one a little bit closer. Okay, fine. Actually, we don't care about the position of the objects. Okay, once you have done that, the next thing to do is to close the right side and to open the code part. Okay, and in here you have to know that each object that is present that is present on your UI design in storyboard rather, you have to make it exist in the code. Okay, so you are going to select the first object, press Ctrl on your keyboard and just drop it like this, and you have to make sure that it's an outlet, and here we're going to call it slider red. Okay, fine. So you connect this one. You are going to do the same thing for the two other objects. Okay, slider green this time, and finally slider blue. Okay, just like that. So right now, so now that we have our three objects in the code, the next thing that you have to think about is how are we going to give this result. What I mean by this is that the background color, which is changing through the sliders, must have a value, a name value. Okay, so we are going to create it. So we can call it color, maybe color ongoing. Okay, just like that. Okay, maybe I'm going to put, okay, like that. And at the beginning, it doesn't have any value, so we're going to just give the type, so it's UI color, and we're going to put a question mark. That means that at the launching, at the starting point, yes, at the launching of the app, it doesn't necessarily require a value. Okay, cool. Then we have to create three variables for retrieve, for collecting the values that are in the sliders. Okay, so the first one will be color red, which is a CG float. Okay, and at the beginning we're going to say that its value is 0. Okay, and you do the same thing for the two other color. Okay, they are basically also CG floats, and the value is 0. Okay, maybe you can ask yourself, why did I put a point 0 rather than just writing 0? Actually, a CG float means that you are expecting a number with a comma, okay, or with a point. In French we say decimal, maybe. Let me check in English. I think it's decimal too. Yes, it's decimal. Okay. And finally, color blue, just like that, CG float, and you just put 0 like this. Cool. So now that we have all our variables, we are going to create the action. Actually, the action is just like a function. Okay, so you are going to drag from the first object by pressing also the control on your keyboard. You just drop in the code part, and here we're going to write slider action. Okay, make sure that the connection is an action and not an outlet. Okay, and as the two other objects have the same action, so the only thing to do is to drag and just make sure to have this rectangle, and you can drop it like this. Okay, that means that this action is connected to these three objects. Cool. So then the next thing to do is to retrieve the value of this sliders. So what you can write is color red is equal to slider red dot value. Okay, but we're going to have an error because this is a float type, and actually color red is a CG float type. So you have to put this into parentheses. Okay, and just write CG float at the beginning. Okay, so Then we're going to do the same thing for color green. Okay, CG float slider green dot value. Okay, and finally color blue is equal to CG float slider blue dot value, just like that. Okay, and once we get our three values, we just have to put them into color ongoing simply. Okay, just like that, just like this one. And here you can write color red, color green, and color blue. Okay, and the alpha value is always 1.0. Actually, you have to write view dot background color is equal to color ongoing, and now it's gonna work. So as you can see, when I move the sliders, the background color changes. So it's a good news. I'd like to show you two other things. So the first one is, maybe you can say to yourself, I'd like to remove this blue line and this gray line. So it's very easy. You just have to write actually the name of the slider. So slider red, for instance, and here you can write tint color is equal to color ongoing. Okay, you do the same thing for the two other properties, variables. Okay, just like that. So we can make a try and see if it works. Normally it should. Okay, and as you can see, when I move the cursor, you don't have the blue line, but you can ask me, yes, okay, but we'd also like to remove the gray line. So it's very easy. Actually, the gray line refers to the maximum. So what you can do is to write slider red dot maximum track tint color is equal to color ongoing. Slider green dot maximum track tint color is equal to color ongoing as well. And finally, slider blue dot maximum track tint color is equal to color ongoing. Cool. So you can relaunch the simulator and see if it works. Okay, so as you can see right now, we don't see the lines. Okay, so it's a very cool, how can I say, design for your app. So, you know, if you want to play with different colors, it's very simple and it's very funny. Okay, but you can also write, you have another way to write that. Actually, as we are using the maximum, instead of writing tint color, I'm going to write minimum track tint color. Okay, but you can let tint color if you want, but I'd like to show you all the ways to do that. Okay, just like that, I relaunch my app. Okay, and as you can see, we get the same results. So you can either use tint color or minimum track tint color. Okay, it's the same. And finally, the last thing before letting you go, maybe you can tell yourself, yes, but you know, at the beginning, when the app starts, I'd like to have another color, not this blank one. Okay, not this blank screen, this white screen. So the first thing you have to know that at the launching of an app, it's this function viewDidLoad which is used. So everything that you want to be displayed at the beginning, at the launching of your app, needs to be there. Okay, so at the beginning I'd like to that the background of my view is, I don't know, maybe I can say yellow, okay, just like that. And now if I relaunch the app for the last time, you'll see that the background color is yellow, and as soon as I move the cursor, the background color changes. Okay, cool. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Okay, don't hesitate to let some comments, okay, in order to support my work. You can give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the lesson, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And you can also share my tutorials with your friends, your family, your fellows, every person that wants to learn Swift, iOS Swift. Okay, so that's all for today's. I see you in the next lesson, guys. Take care. Bye bye.